What happened to Black Oak, Arkansas?
The Black Oak, Arkansas story dates back to 1965 when James Mangrum and Ricky Lee Reynolds met while attending the same junior high. Mangrum was born in the small town of Black Oak, Arkansas, with a population of less than 300 people, while Reynolds came from the larger nearby community of Monette. Mangrum decided he wanted to be a singer after seeing Elvis Presley on television for the first time, while Reynolds played guitar influenced by the Beatles and the Byrds. Eager to make music of their own, they formed a band that they called the Nobody Else. In addition to James on vocals and Reynolds on rhythm guitar, the band featured Harvey Burley Jett on lead guitar and keyboards, Artis Brewer on guitar, Pat Dirty Doherty on bass, and Sam Schadenberg on drums. The band gained local infamy when in need of a PA system and lacking the money to buy one. They stole one from a nearby high school, and they were caught, and the culprits were sentenced to 26 years behind bars, but the sentence was suspended. The band gigged as often as possible throughout the South and honed their chops during a year-long residency in New Orleans in 1968. For a while, the Nobody Else relocated to Memphis, Tennessee, where they attracted the attention of the legendary R&B label Stax Records. Hoping to expand into the lucrative rock market, Stax had launched a subsidiary label, Hip Records, and the Nobody Else became one of their signings, releasing a self-titled album in 1969, dominated by a lean but powerful psychedelic attack. However, Hip lacked promotional muscle, and the album came and went with little notice. The Nobody Else began work on a second album for Hip, but the label folded and the material went unreleased. During this time, the band became interested in psychedelia and Eastern spiritualism, which combined with their Southern Baptist upbringing, contributed to their sound. While their album sales were minimal, the Nobody Else toured heavily to support themselves and spread the word about their music. With psychedelia on the wane, they adopted a new name taken from Mangrum's hometown, and they revamped to Black Oak, Arkansas. They were joined by new members Stanley Goober Grin Knight on guitar and keyboards, and Wayne Squeezebox Evans on drums. Black Oak, Arkansas played a handful of shows in LA where they were scouted by representatives from Atco Records. Atco struck a deal with Black Oak, Arkansas, and the group's self-titled debut featured several favorites from their live show, including Hot and Nasty and When Electricity Came to Arkansas, and it captured the group's bigger, heavier, and raunchier approach. It wasn't a hit, but the band toured extensively, building a reputation as a raw live act loaded with energy and fueled by the unsubtle sexuality of Mangrum, whose flowing blonde hair, tight satin pants, and raw magnetism gave him a reputation as one of the most outrageous personas in rock. The months of live work tying up the band and Black Oak, Arkansas sounded more powerful on 1972's Keep the Faith. Later in 1972, they released a third album, If an Angel Came to See You, Would You Make Her Feel at Home?, which debuted Black Oak, Arkansas's new drummer, double-kick drum virtuoso Tommy Aldridge. While their record sales were growing, it was Black Oak, Arkansas's live show that was fueling their popularity, and they documented their stage smarts on the concert souvenir Ranchin' Roll Live, released in February 1973. November 1973 brought Black Oak, Arkansas's commercial peak, the album High on the Hog, which rose to number 52 on the Billboard 200, helped out by the top 30 cover version of Jim Dandy to the Rescue, which featured female lead vocalist Ruby Starr trading innuendos with Mangrum. In 1974, Black Oak, Arkansas returned with Street Party, which fared well but didn't live up to High on the Hog's sales and failed to spawn another hit single. Also in 1974, Stax released Early Times, which was billed as Black Oak, Arkansas, but was material from Nobody Else's unreleased second album. In 1975, Black Oak, Arkansas released the album Ain't Life Grand, which proved to be another commercial disappointment, and the band soon parted ways with Atco, ending their relationship with another concert set, 1976's Live Mother. By the time the live LP appeared, Black Oak, Arkansas had already released their first album under a new deal with MCA Records, 1975's X-Rated. Two more Black Oak, Arkansas studio albums came out in 1976, Balls of Fire and 10-Year Overnight Success, which closed out their deal with MCA Records. Aldridge joined Black Oak, Arkansas to advance his career, not being a fan of their music. He was unhappy with the band's drug use, and he tried to leave but faced resistance from their management. He eventually resorted to sneaking away in the night, and he ended up hiding out in Chicago. Aldridge eventually ended up playing with the likes of Ozzy Osbourne, Ted Nugent, Whitesnake, and more. The group streamlined their name to Black Oak and struck a new deal with the pioneering southern rock label Capricorn Records, and they introduced a new lineup with the lead singer billing himself as J.D. Mangrum, joined by Jimmy Henderson and Jack Holder on guitars and keyboards, Greg Redding on guitar, Andy Tanis on bass, and Joel Williams on drums. Black Oak released Race with the Devil in 1977, followed by I'd Rather Be Sailing in 1978. The Capricorn albums failed to chart, and the group went on a recording hiatus. Black Oak, Arkansas continued to tour, and though Mangrum took time off from the band after he was sidelined by an auto accident, Ricky Lee Reynolds returned to the fold and led a lineup of the band featuring Bob Simpson on lead vocals, with Simpson later being replaced by Randy Ruff before Mangrum reclaimed his position in 1984. That year, the album Ready as Hell was released, credited to Jim Dandy and Black Oak, Arkansas, though only Mangrum and Reynolds remained from the original lineup. The Black Attack Is Back followed in 1986 under the same billing. Through the second half of the 80s and majority of the 90s, Black Oak, Arkansas toured occasionally but didn't release a fresh studio album until 1999's The Wild Bunch, with the band billed as Jim Dandy's Black Oak, Arkansas. Mangrum, Reynolds, and the returning Pat Dirty Doherty were joined for the sessions by guitarist Rocky Athis and drummer Johnny Bolin. An impressive number of musicians joined and left the band in the years that followed, with Mangrum and Reynolds the sole constants as they played for their loyal following in the South and discovered a new fan base at biker gatherings around the country. In 2013, Black Oak, Arkansas returned to Atco for an unusual project. Back Tharn Over Yonder released 5 new songs from the latest edition of Black Oak, Arkansas, which had Mangrum, Reynolds, guitarist Buddy Church, Jimmy Soulbean Henderson, and Hal McCormick, bassist George Hewen, and drummer Johnny Bolin, alongside 10 unreleased tracks recorded between 1972 and 1974. In 2019, the Cleopatra distributed Purple Pyramid label, which reissued the Nobody Else album on CD in 2008 and repressed it on vinyl in 2016, unveiled a fresh studio album from the Southern Hellraisers, Underdog Heroes, featuring 10 original songs written by Mangrum and Reynolds. Ricky Lee Reynolds died on September 4th, 2021 of kidney failure and cardiac arrest compounded by the COVID-19 virus at the age of 73. Guitarist Harvey Burley Jett died on December 21st, 2022 at the age of 73. And that's what happened to Black Oak, Arkansas. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Give me some facts about the band that I failed to mention, and let me know who I should do next on the channel. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video.